This is the Simp here, this is Michi Hoya, and welcome to today's edition of F1 2018 Career Mode. We are at Singapore, so it's round 15, and we're prepared to go for this circuit. So it has been a while that I've last time done such kind of racing here around F1 2018. And it's fairly interesting. Martin Stefanko is here already there in the chat, and I'm pretty sure he's about to throw a little internal competition offer. I'm pretty sure of that. In order to find out who is the best in those career mode runs, despite the fact we're not really able to really compare them. So really have to have a go at that, but beforehand I need to somehow turn off the music because I thought it was off anyway. Nevertheless, here we go. So after some 2 or 3 weeks, we're ready to take over in the next chapter. As you guys know, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. I'm a very busy guy meanwhile, and I've got so much projects going on. I even forgot to shut down the door of the cupboard in the back. Anyway, I'm expecting a couple of updates for Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. And sadly, I still believe I do not have Jeff. Have a quick look into the messages. We definitely got a new team goal, which is get more than 500, finish 6th or better. Apparently we should be able to do that right here in that race around Singapore. Oh well, indeed, Martin, I kinda guess you are, because basically after Virtual GP has ended meanwhile, hasn't it? So I'm expecting you to have like agelessly times beyond like standard working and stuff. At least that is what I expect. So anyway, no excuses though, you're far more ahead of me. Problem is, if you are ahead and still in the same team, your car's gonna be OP, and I'm not being able to conquer you on the on the little challenges you will throw at me. Anyway, having a little look at R&D's tree, so we have still 2 developments going on. The one is a major update in engine power and an ultimate update even in the chassis weight reduction, so that is a plan to come for Russia and USA. So still a lot of development going on right there. Yeah, there you go, Martin. With you having the quickest car in the Williams and your driving expertise from, as you say, F1 esports prep only, that is quite some advantage. Anyway, thank you very much indeed, Con, for joining. Welcome to the show. Hope you're gonna enjoy what we're gonna do tonight. You say something fairly interesting. Well, I just discovered with 50 research points, there's literally nothing I can do, so I go straight into practice 1. Martin, you've just received Fanatec gear for preparation for esports, right? So I saw a picture or a post from you there in your home room. So have you already driven it, and have you had a chance yet to give it a go? Coming from, I think, a TSPC racer you had beforehand. What is your thoughts on the Fanatec gear? If you would give some little insight, I would highly appreciate that. Meanwhile, I'm about to get my setup here. I've just finished building a good 10 minutes ago. And we start with the usual stuff, so the track acclimatization program, the drive out, and have still 29 minutes to go in pre-practice 1. You're loving it. That is actually very nice and handy information indeed. Since I'm planning to build some new rig, you have a Vanatech DD wheelbase, or you got a 2.5? That would be the next thing I would be highly interested in. While we leave the pits for the very first time. So I have just discovered audio. I do not know why it's doing that to me, but I need to change the main output device.
Okay, here we
every
go.
single time.
I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So that is set. Audio volume levels. The master volume is set. I mean, keep the master volume up, but with the effects down, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, as I said, the in our previous streams, the engine sound is far more silent than the cheering sound of the crowd. Oh, Singapore's gonna be such a busy track for me. Oh, Brendan, there you go. How you doing, bud? Brendan, honestly, massive congrats for winning 5 out of the 6 first races in F1 Esports. That is a massive championship lead. And at the very same time, I'm quite sad for Martin that he hasn't been able to score that many points yet. However, he definitely showed his class in the fastest lap at Spa. So that definitely points a finger. What is the pedal you got? That is it the V3 pedals? Anyway, here we go. Track acclimatization program. Turn 1. Quite a tricky one, but mastered considerably okay. So far, a couple of purples. We've changed 5 corners, so we already got 5 resource points. Need to keep hitting those checkpoints. Turn 9 and 10 considerably difficult. Keep it green, that is alright. Oh, the sun explosion. Oh, for God's sake. No!
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Well, since I took a lot of flashbacks anyway. That had happened so easy, but once again, oh no, no, no. Oh, that is even red now, fair enough. Turn 13. How could the other one be red while I missed that one entirely? It's fairly interesting. I drove the CSL Elite pedals in the Oscaro launch event while they had them on the simulators, and I found that the brake pedal was a bit wonky, to be honest. Not bad, but I just had not as much feel in it as I expected there would be. But it could be also be just me being entirely retarded on it. Despite the bad performance.
Good work. You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn.
Okay.
Remember that chaining good corners together will give you a consistency bonus.
Well, there you go. Missing just 5 points for purple is a bit of an embarrassment, to be honest, but never mind. Gonna put in the second lap. Here we go again, turn 9,
Expect
turn 10.
to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Oh, I do not really want to have rain, so better get the programs sorted real quick. That was a better turn 12. Okay, I missed that. So about the brake pedal, it could obviously well be. I've no idea how old the CLS Elite pedals were on the rigs they were using at the Nürburgring. If they obviously had some age already, they might have worn a bit. Never know that. Oh, for God's sake. I even need to do the third lap as it seems.
Final lap. This is the final lap of the program.
Come on. Alright, I'd rather gonna focus a bit. It's gonna be hard enough to finish that goal now anyway. Yeah, that's it now. Box this lap. Pretty bad performance so far. Box this lap. How's that box this lap? Apparently. Oh yeah, rip. Okay.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
To be honest, Martin, what I just think will happen is the Fanatec stuff definitely made you more able to get access to your, I don't want to say hidden performances or hidden skills. I mean, you know, braking on a load cell brake or driving on a DD wheel or even on a not, or whatever those wheels were called, but oh, speed in the pits or what? Oh.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this
on a
level
wheel
of damage.
that is very powerful and giving you a lot of feedback. You always get the possibility to maximize the outcome or to maximize the performance given by your skills. So I'm pretty how shall I say, I'm pretty convinced that it is exactly that. What makes you a lot faster is you just being able to get so much more out of performance out of yourself, and you're still getting used to it, which is a good sign. Oh, sorry, Brandon. I was sure that it was 5 out of 6 events, but
Car repairs have set us back a little.
never mind. Right, we're gonna accelerate the time in order to get the repair time done, and then we go on with track acclimatization program once and ever again, as we still have some improvements to do. And I need to have a look whether the frame rate is consistent at 60 FPS
All
during
set.
the drive.
Everyone clear?
If not, just give me a quick no, but I think right now it should be back up to 60. Nice wheel spin there. They're gonna be such a pussy coming out of that pit.
Okay, remember to brake nice and early for each corner. Focus on hitting the apex first. Build up speed later.
Yeah, Martin, I actually understand what you say, and also what you're trying to express. And this is one of the reasons why I'm finally having decided to go up for higher sim racing gear as well, when it comes down to quality and features. So it's not like I'm sick of a G29. I'm happy with that wheel in general. Like, for 200 euros, you cannot really ask for a lot more. It's some solid piece of design. Got enough buttons. Got basic feedbacks and basic force feedback features included. So, as an entrance, that is a fairly nice wheel still. However, to go on and reach the next level, despite it's going to be much more challenging on physical with load cell or hydraulic brakes, the other equipment I'm planning to get though will hopefully also make me a little bit quicker by just being able to put in more solid performances.
You seem to be struggling a little in the following turns.
So that is definitely the target. Right now I try to focus on the target, making those sectors purple. Yeah, of course not, Martin, I understand that. Why would you also?
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, Heiko, I did that quite hard. I think coming back from Expo and doing some practice for FSR, I locked up the fronts literally 5 laps in a row before actually getting back to my usual brake performance, I would say. Okay, have we finally done it? That looks promising. Final 2 turns. There we go.
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit.
695.
This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
Box this lap. I'm not sure why it's not working, to be honest, but doesn't matter right now. Yeah, Heiko, I do understand that, and that's obviously the reason why I'm looking for hydraulic brake pedals, because I think hydraulics, they are the most sustainable, because I expect even some load cell brake, you know, it's still some piece of rubber that somehow changes its resistance as soon as it wears or as soon as it becomes hot for whatever reason, and I don't want that to play a major role in an endurance race or something. So hence why I'm heading out for hydraulic brake system. And I also want that to be operated more by master force, because right now on the potentiometer I'm more or less controlling the angle of my... oh, for God's sake. That was on purpose. So they changed the wing, because right now I'm just controlling the angle of my foot, and this is where my entire field for the brake is located in. Oh, that was close. I saw that you did a 32 in time trials, and I'll have to admit I'm not quite sure whether I would be able to beat that. That is quite some lap time there. I did a 35 point something, but I'm pretty sure I got a second and a half to improve, but I don't think I'm gonna hit a 32. But you never know. So we'll have to see. Right.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
Next up, we're going to do tyre management. Just let them repair. Start. We drive out.
Checks complete. We're ready.
Yeah, Martin, I hear. I mean, as difficult as it was now to nail the circuit itself, as difficult I expect it to be to nail the laps in time trials, so no doubt about that. Anyway, that is a pretty decent and very good job indeed to be so short behind world record. The problem I only see with... Oh, for crying out loud. The problem I do see with the time trials and the way it's done in F1 games, it is so easy to still cheat a lot and be up in the leaderboards and they not get checked. I mean, of course it would be quite some demand to check every lap, but I mean, if you look at those guys, they are like leaving the track everywhere. I saw some video about how to set a unbeatable lap time around Paul Ricard. You know, like, you know, we have the technology to determine as soon as a car goes off track, and in that perspective I'm more like, if it's been counted on a leaderboard, as soon as you leave the track with more than 2 wheels, or with 3 wheels, it needs to be considered a cut the moment you leave the track. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, Martin, I'll absolutely hear. I mean, there's no surprise that you improve your pace when you come from broken sim racing gear to something entirely new. I might have missed the message, but are you on a V2.5 on the wheelbase, or is it a direct drive? Alright, here we go. Tyre wear management.
Looks like rain is inbound, and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes till the rain.
Ah, CSL Elite. Oh, it's a fairly nice kit you got there. I mean, that alone, what you receive for your home practice, for your home training, is probably around worth $1,000. So that's definitely a fairly nice deal. despite it took you like to round 2 to get it from, for God's sake. Oh, I can't stop taking those flashbacks, otherwise they're gonna take me ages while I'm still talking. And I know talking is the problem, but I cannot be arsed sitting here still and just sit and focus. It's fairly enough if I do that in racing qualifying. Yeah, anyway, so that's quite some impressive deal still, I believe.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Oh shit. Let's have some little quick qualifying program. Probably not that one because you want to have a valid lap. We're going to save some tyres and try hard the next lap. Well, this is going to be such a tough race, and I'm so out of rhythm in that F1 game. While building my setup, I did 39s
of fuel remaining,
and then 38s, and at some point I think it got me down to a 37 2. I only did it around 5 or 6 laps, but yeah, that is how much I'm missing to the world record. Yeah, of course, but you know, in the end, you have to conclude that you got it, and that is, I think, the most important thing. You got it. You have time to prepare now, or possibility to prepare now, and it's not like, I don't want to say wasted time or wasted in any way, but I think you kind of know what I'm trying to say here. So on that qualifying run, of course tyres are down already a bit. I'm literally so sure I take so many sections of the track very wrong. By the way, Martin, I do not know how you can drive with so much ballast in the rear and not make the car spin. I think most of you guys are using 9 in the ballast setting, I assume. Okay, rain is gonna start now. I need to nail that lap.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
No problem, Jeff. Gonna come across the line and then pit straight away. Oh dear. Yeah. For crying out loud, that is already some rain infringement there. Why doesn't it recognize the microphone? Fair enough.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Yeah, I mean the car is still right now incredibly oversteery, and I just thought about trying or using it. But apparently I do not see any benefit in it, because you know, while still doing that tire management, Retire from that session. Yep. While doing that, interesting. How am I able to get out of my car in the pits, or was that just me getting off the scooter? Anyway, I discovered it being still quite heavy on the rear end tires when using ballast setting 9, which I do right now. Anyway, we've won that practice, and she's gonna surely ask me some stupid questions right now. There you go.
Things didn't really go your way today. Tell us what happened.
Oh dear.
You had a mishap in practice. Will this affect qualifying or race day?
No comment.
Are you hoping things clear up before qualifying? I think it's great how much your team has been focused on developing your car. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, Martin, gonna swap that fairly sure. That definitely needs fixing for the next run. What a bad practice session, but anyway, it was kind of expected. Gonna be more of an issue in the race, to be honest. At least some fairly decent points. Nothing to do with 350 though. Yeah, that was expected.
Nasty incident. Glad to see you're no worse for wear. The car took a beating, but I think we can get it fixed up for the next session.
Okay. Let me have a quick look into cars. To the car's components that's fitted in. That is a lot of things with pretty low wear, so we're gonna be fine component wise to the end of the year. Yeah, Martin, I think there's nothing else to add on. So first thing I'm gonna do is change that ballast setting to 8. Finally we are in the nights also, so setup, car setup, custom. I don't care about fuel load, but weight dist definitely takes over to 8. Save the car set. To Singapore. Okay, fair enough.
From time to time, I'll ask you if you want to change to a new strategy, or if there are any particular car adjustments you would like made in the pit stop. When I do so, a prompt will appear on the MFD showing how long you have to respond. To answer, hold the radio button to open the radio screen. This will display your available responses. You may either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen.
So that also enables us to do the 5 points for car setup changes. We go on with fuel management right there. We drive out, and I
Don't
want to
push the
see
car just yet. Track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps.
whether I can do something about this stupid or not voice recognizing thing right here on the audio settings, and that is quite annoying. You know, that game is out for 2.5 months. It had 13 updates already, and one of them broke my audio settings for whatever reason. Radio output device. Actually, I can't change the input. And that leaves me to know not speaking to my track engineer while voice, but only with controls. Anyway, you know, I can't believe that they can updates and game to make it worse, bit by bit. I mean, it's not like I have had issues with the opening stages of the game. So that indeed is highly annoying, but what can you do? I mean, I keep thinking about it. If a company, or in general, this is the 9th episode of the game, and it still produces well-known glitches, or I don't know, they keep producing new glitches, and it's like, how is a company been able to survive this? Let's imagine you got a company that builds desks or builds chairs, whatever. So you get out your chair V1, and it has a front leg, 2 rear legs, but no front left leg or something. And the next time you're gonna bring out the V2, which has a left leg in the front, but now misses the right leg from the rear. Like, how are you supposed to do that? Why do you do that? Why do I run off? I think you guys know. Yes, sadly, that is a big problem. But Martin, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. The cars, when looking from online player in spectator mode, still teleport out of the corners like with a slip angle that is ridiculously high. I just saw bits of the coverage of F1 esports, but I saw people coming out of Saint-Avold being full throttle, already down on their way to Eau Rouge, with being like driving forward with the nose of the car pointing towards the right with an angle of 10 degrees. And once again, we're speaking about the 9th episode of the game, and they still have that. They still have that issue. I mean, I think you guys know exactly what I mean. Oop. That was a bit of a cut. Yeah, ballast on 8 definitely has improved the overall car balance. We're 3/10 ahead of our predicted time. Coming around final turn, making this program an easy purple one.
With that, you're now currently the fastest in this session so far.
Which means got another possibility, I think, of setting a qualifying lap. Just as a start. But yeah, it's a general thing about capitalism in our society, I guess. In the end of the day, I mean, look at the printing industry. HP or Canon or whatever, they selling printer considerably cheap. Like a solid printer can easily be getting for 100 euros, with scanning, copying, maybe also facsimiling, whatever.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
They do that fairly easy, but if you look at the prices for the printing cans, for the colors to be put into the printer, are you for real? Like, if I have to rebuy 4 printing colors, all 4 printing colors. And I'm gonna do that twice the year. That is nearly as expensive. That is more expensive as getting a new printer. I mean, are we for real on that? Oh shit! Don't run wide in qualifying there. Can we beat that 37.8 we just did, or 37.7? I feel now I need more front wing. Warning exceeding track limits. Are you sure? Pushing way too hard. Coming around that final turn. 38.0.
You're nearly out of fuel, almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
What kind of set of tyres I got on the car? That is incredible how much I slide around. Yeah, this time I'm probably fairly over pushing the car. Finally got damage on the front right.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Oh
That
no.
looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
So I've just changed the ballast to 8. Oh, that car feels so on the steering now. That is the reason why I'd like to keep 9 despite
Okay,
sliding
take it easy on the
around.
car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Come in this lap, please. Box this lap.
Yep, Martin, that's absolutely true, because they have some kind of monopoly going on, which is obviously house made by FOM for not, well, for simply giving away licenses to them. So here we go. Means we're going to be in the pits back and be ready for the next challenge, which presumably gonna be the big qualifying thing anyway.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Okay, so we then go on with, okay, wait for the repairs to be done. And then do the qualifying pace trim, where we got the hypersoft, and go out, drive out.
Our best lap so far is a 1:38.0. All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
Oh, Victor, thank you very much for your feedback. You believe in what are the things that have been said by Martin Stefanko on the gaming industry, or especially on the industry of F1 Codies, and I agree with that fairly as well. And I believe that is part of the problem of the industry, sadly. I mean, we're all happy for having this game here, but you know, it's so fun. Right now, Codemasters and F1 2018 literally gets every available price here. You know, it is the most successful released racing game in 2018. Well, I have no idea that there was another racing game released. I mean, cannot count Assetto Corsa Competizione as a racing game release, and then you have Forza Motorsport or Forza 7 being released on Xbox or PS4 with Gran Turismo, which is not for PC in the first place. So that is how this rating comes together. Well, you believe Hamilton has to retire? I don't think he is going to retire. If I'm correctly informed, his contract is valid until 2020, end of 2020, I think? Or is it 2019? I'm not sure. I don't see a reason why he would do that. You mean Assetto Corsa Competizione? Alright, here we go. Qualifying practice. And I keep missing turn 1. This is such a joke. Can't find the right braking point there. Perfect. Wing damage. Oh, I can't do that. That did not get me a warning now for track limits. Fairly interesting. So far, a nice cheated lap until here. Oh. Yeah, I should have found them long time ago though. Why do I think there's no American F1 drivers? I think that has to do something with the NASCAR availability in the US. Because actually NASCAR is some kind of F1, just much more American, so to say. I mean, Liberty Media now has become an American shareholder of the F1 circus.
We're down on our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
Which is fairly good for the industry and also fairly good for the sport. I think they've implemented a lot of features already I do really like. So they're doing a good job over there in general. But not sure if that is the solution to that question. patient there. Half a second surplus. Way too aggressive for the rear tyres, I'm sure. At least I will do my target, but that's simply about it. So half a second, I'm not going to do
Program
purple.
complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
I highly disagree with that. But anyway, another scrape and scratch there on the car. If I'm going to sustain that race without further damage, sorry, without any damage, not further. Victor, to be honest, I have no idea myself.
Okay, you have wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you box for a new one.
Looking at oval, and I know that the shitstorm is starting right now when I say this sentence, but simply slipstreaming and being in the draft in the right moment at the right place and simply pull out and try to keep that speed overlap on someone else, that is not racing to me. Racing is about chaining corners. Racing is about positioning the car fairly well. I mean, you have to do that in
okay, back to the pits.
NASCAR
You need
as
a new
well.
front wing. Box now.
But I'm sorry, NASCAR racing isn't. It's not really the type of racing I do understand as being racing. If that makes any sense. Yeah, probably it is, but at the very same time, that just costs money and is highly dangerous. I mean, of course, in those NASCAR races, those races and that entire scenery is designed to provide crashes for the entertainment. But to my understanding, that is not
Your
what
lap
racing
times
is
are falling off.
about.
We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box.
Hey, Speed 4 Sim Racer. You want to see me on the F1 Esports? I don't think you really want that. Beyond that, I don't think that's going to be happening anyway. Yeah, basically Martin is right. I mean, he's putting in the political correct answer to that question.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
That is fair enough. I probably go out, start race strategy on the...
Our best lap so
Where's
far
the
is a
Hypersoft?
1 minute
There's the
37.3.
Hypersoft, and that one is the used one. We want to make use of this used Hypersoft in order to be able
Everyone
to
ready?
put
Okay,
in
let's
good,
go.
Good measuring value. So that set is going to be used, and the race set we're going to start the race with is also going to be used. So it's going to be fairly interesting whether we'll be able to put down 4 or 5 laps without crashing. And I'm going to be highly interested in that. You mean World Pro Racing by chance? Or Pro Sim Racing? No, I've not heard about them yet. Oh yeah, I've heard about World Pro Racing. I have had a couple of conversations with them, and mainly Mike Pittman of ACS Axpeed is involved with them too. So I kind of know what's going on there. But yeah, as you've already kind of told it, my main reason is the choosing sim. Anyway, we got a little bit more than 5 minutes to go for that challenge here, so that gives us 4 laps to do the job. Have to do clean driving considerably fast. So 141s are required. That sounds like some fairly easy task to do if you simply take it easy around everywhere. Just not allowed to touch any objects. Yes, Speed Force. I'm still doing FSR and VEC on our Factor 2. Just didn't do VEC this weekend because we had some issues.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
To be fair, the season final or the last couple of races in the season have been pretty bad, to be honest. Surely would have loved to do some better performances on there, but certainly wasn't the case. So I finished, I think, P6 overall due to not being able to perform in the last and final race. And the guy that got P5 in the end just had a clean run there. So I lost by 2 or 3 points. Nothing too major. I mean, I skipped 2 races. But it's just, you have to say, out of the final 5 races, I take part 3 times. And I think 3 times I'm not scoring any points. In Monza I crashed out lap 1 and also got penalties for that, so I had my issues in the final race. And the race before that, I actually can't remember what happened there, but I think it didn't went very well for me, or I just scored some fairly bad points there.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great
forgot,
data.
to be honest.
Stay focused.
It is free practice. I get the 3rd lap done now and get an additional one. Final run then, lap 5. Thanks to that stupid AI, I'm losing valuable lap time. Oh yeah, that happens from time to time. It's nothing really to worry on it. Due to the activities in the league, I've kind of lost the motivation for the final few rounds anyway, because it was whatever you did, it simply was not enough to do anything on the win or anything. So that kinda... if you are now fucking my laps over, which he does, fairly nice. I've not started that program to make it fail now. I'm ready to skip myself through until further flashbacks are taken.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
I kinda hate that AI doing whatever it does. Okay, fair enough. Another flashback. Big question, can we cheat us to the end? No, we can't.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off. What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Oh, not gonna make it.
That looked bad. Are you
One
alright?
piece.
Let me know you're alright.
Yeah, no chance to do anything on it. No idea, but it just happened again. So, happily we have to do it again, the program. Oh, I'm so pissed. I want to return to garage, grab myself a new coffee, and be right back straight away. We advance that stupid session. I hate that
Great
AI.
work out there today. How do you think it went?
Fairly well.
How does a car handle in the wet? Do you have any worries going into the race and qualifying?
I've
You
not
scraped
seen
the
any
walls a
rain.
few times. Were you struggling for grip?
No.
Well, thanks anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the point is, Martin, what I could have done with that tyre wear still is be perfectly well enough without Lewis Hamilton interacting with me. I mean, that entire lap has been fucked over in lap 1 already. Anyway, 550 points. We keep our stuff. Go into free practice 3 and have a bigger job to do than I wanted to have it to do. Oh dear, I just forgot something. Because it's Friday evening. Well, it was Friday evening before I skipped into free practice 3. But before going on, I want to get a new coffee. And also want to announce what's going on over the week. Which is some more iRacing, some more racing with R Factor 2. I think the ESL has announced some fairly interesting championship or some fairly interesting, not championship, competition actually. I'm still gonna have some drive in that this day, so I think it's until midnight where you can register and qualifying. Anyway, that is going on. Beyond that, I will get up a new Patreon post of where I explain what I'm about to do with my new rig. You also have seen some changes here in the stream overlay as well. I'm not going to dig too deep into it, but if you're further interested in what is going on, what have I planned, and what is my idea right now, feel free to have a little look in the description, and also make sure to subscribe to the Patreon program, since you will get daily, well not daily, but weekly and monthly updates of what's the current progress on that plan. And yeah, right now I'm just waiting for my coffee to be brewed, and I'll be back in a good 2 or 3 minutes. Alright boys and girls, coffee has been brewed. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Martin, you're so right about this oversteer, overheating kind of thing that is going on. Yeah, anyway, that was the little words towards towards that, and yeah, here we go. Final session of the race, of the not the race, but the weekend, to be done in a split second, because of just have to real quick fix something on our team's Facebook.
Now, we've all done a lot of work for this circuit on the simulator, but nothing beats real data. Bear in mind the car's capability changes based on track conditions, so your reference points may not always be in the same place.
Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. That is fixed. Sorry guys for that interruption. I'm finally good to go again, and we have session info. I want to get back to the point where to do the second part of qualifying pace. We drive out.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
And then we're gonna do the race strategy program, and I hope to still have enough time then to do that ERS management program, despite that's not gonna give me any further points. Ah, James Matai, hey there, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing fairly alright, enjoying my off-season currently, since we're in the middle of charging batteries for new options. And beyond that, do some streaming in between. Hope you're doing alright too. How is school at the moment? Have you been struck by one of those hurricanes there lately, by the way? There was some scary stuff going on in the suburbs of America, which yeah, made me worry a lot about some people there I do know. Like, I've worried a lot when Michael Clark told me about it's gonna be tornado time in Tornado Alley. But I think his property also consists of an tornado bunker, so some place where to hide from one of those powerful storms. Anyway, we have to focus a lot now on this qualifying lap, of which I still think I got half a second to spare. That is good to hear about that you had not been struck by hurricanes. Yeah, I mean, storms, thunderstorms, heavy rain and some wind obviously belongs to the standard weather, doesn't it? But it's good you have not been struck by heavy stuff there. Here we go. I'm so tempted between turning less on the wheel and therefore increasing the grip, and turn it more in order to increase the turning angle of the wheels. We're half a second up there. Oh, and that's it. Oh, for crying out loud.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Well, this is one of those points where I also struggle with the braking points. I hate this new turn 12 here. I mean, it's a fine thing to race, but we had it in FSR as well. Now, by that I remember the next thing. While I was running in third, I got screwed over by another driver there in FSR, which spun me around then in the pit lane. And while trying to get back into the top 10 on that day, I clearly had the pace to get back up there. I'm so ready to do that over and over again this weekend. I do have had zero chance because then the server went out and the race was not restarted back then, which yeah, made it another 0 points being scored. So that is how the bad season ending came all together.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Once again, we're gonna be screwed over by an AI. Let's see how possible we are on overtaken. Okay, not really. So that was maximum power, maximum fuel range, and zero chance to get any pass. I think we're gonna do some minor changes to the FSR cars, but nothing major. Still needs to be fully decided. I mean, at first we need a new FSR president, and after that we're gonna see how much change there will be on the cars, but I'm not expecting a lot.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So here we come back to the pits then. We're gonna box this lap.
Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And do the race strategy program once and over again. Woohoo! Warning for speeding in the pits. Right. So the race strategy program.
Our best lap so far is a 1:36.2.
On this used Hypersoft. And we drive out.
Engine fired, we're set.
So we already saw from the last, well, from the last attempt that we had too much wear in general, which obviously could be caused by thermal degradation. We will find out though whether we can do a better job now, as there's a little bit more rubber on these tires. And maybe we also be able to find ourselves outside of traffic. Martin, you still around by any chance? That is great to know. How do you remember the strength of the AI around Singapore? Well, I guess I will find out during the race then. Okay. So remember, we have to be 5th, better than 6th, in order to score a good team objective. Anyway, first we try to score a good result here in the race strategy program. And try to keep the wear minimum. Martin, what is the reason you guys only use 82 to 85% on the brake pressure? Is this an exploit, or what kind of relevance that has? I mean, you see it on a lot of set of the pro guys, only around 80% of brake pressure.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Oh, I'm not too sure what happens in my eye right now, but this is annoying. Woohoo! So now Grosjean is slowing down a lot, which yeah, will make me interfering with him pretty soon.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Oh, there's a single shot opportunity to make this program purple. Can you please go in box? Of course not.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
So there's nothing you can do about that. So that is just 4 or 5 tenths lost, and more rubber to be used rather than expected. And that time is basically lost. You can't get it back in other parts of the circuit without using more of the available tyre. Has someone by chance seen the average tyre wear of the last 2 laps? Just out of curiosity? So I can somewhat compare. Oh, rear end tyre starting to slip away.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for.
7.6.
Keep it up.
Yeah, I feel the rear end slide around now. 48% of tyre wear. That probably explains it only just too well. Or it's going to be a big challenge to bring that home, to keep them lap times where expected. Thank you, Josh. Thank you very much. As you can see, the last lap we definitely overused them tyres. And I can tell you that we're not going to finish that one into the purple. There we go. I mean, you could argue we at least did this session well enough to make it purple, but so we are planning for a rather early pit stop, as the rear tyres are definitely extremely gone. 56%. I mean, front have no downforce anyway. I'm gonna quickly have a little go at the bathroom for my eye, cleaning it, whatever is in there, and then be back. Oh no, guys, this is an awful stream performance today, but we're gonna have such days from time to time. Maybe if we do some more
we want you to pit in for
racing
repairs.
in our Factor 2 later, well, it's gonna be better.
Car repairs have set us back a little. So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 36.2.
Right, coming back, hoping everything is fine now. Yeah, so that, yeah, I mean, also the indicator of the temperature gauge just showed red, so hence why I believe I definitely overcooked them. Anyway, you're gonna see the tire life. They pretty much were expected to break down right there, so tire wear factor 108. I mean, lap 3 is a little bit over exaggerated. Lap 4 would have been like a complete catastrophic.
Okay, let's talk about this track. Going under the grandstand at turn 18 is a dangerous one. Don't be over ambitious with entry speed here. It's all too easy to slide wide and into the barrier. You can take quite a bit of curb on the inside though to find an extra tenth or so through there.
It's interesting how they look at the predicted lap time, 140.3. Lap 1 and lap 3 it's around a 141.0, so that fairly was a good run till there. And well, all we have to do now is some ERS management. I think that's probably going to be one of the easiest
All personnel be aware, car leaving.
Things to do tonight, since there's not too much power dependent areas of the track. You can run ERS fairly low and probably be fairly alright. Also, Martin, you mentioned those temperatures. Are they valid for every type of tire or just for the Hypersoft? Yeah, I hear you. I had one track, I can't remember which one. Maybe I think it was Hungary, I think, where the ERS management thing was.
Some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Was incredibly difficult. I remember one program where I finished in the purple only about just with on the bar, like the white thing was just on the change from green to purple. And lap time wise, I think I just beat the projected target by 10 thousandths of a second. It was so tough to do. and I was on the third attempt. I never wouldn't have made it. I would have probably just skipped it and said, well, couldn't make that one purple, but as you say, nearly impossible. No, I've made the same. I've made the same conclusion on it. Actually, I found them practice programs considerably easy on tracks and sections where the AI is struggling as well. You remember Melbourne 2011-12, the fast chicane in the back straight. The AI loses like 4 or 5 tenths compared to you in that area. And that was also the area where you gained a lot of tire wear or a lot of fuel or whatever. You gained a lot of performance in that area in those practice programs, so I think that surely draws a conclusion. Yeah, I think that is something to agree on. So I see the AI is going to struggle a lot in the final turn, as you see the delta jumping up right now from 2 tenths to 5 tenths, and that was the. You remember when I was chasing down Grosjean in that race strategy program? He was utterly slow in that final turn, and that is also the turn where the most important, where the most time is going to be gained. So that is surely an indication for the theory being set up there by Martin and me.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, Victor, I don't know why you keep complaining about the very same thing for over and over again, and I've told you like 5 times already why I do. So stop asking about it. Oh dear, KA Sim Racing, you're trying to like learn German, I'm impressed. If you mean, are you meaning what's going on with was ist los? Yep, Martin, so true, so triggered. So anyway, that brings
5 minutes to go
to an end of the practice sessions. Actually, Amir, that is a very interesting logo you've designed there indeed. So basically, when you say what's going on in Germany, the kind of question you put in right now is usually being understood as what's the problem, what's the matter, what is your issue. What you were trying to say probably is was tust du gerade, or was machst du? So what you're doing, what you're currently doing, what is your expected plan, whatever. I think that is what you tried to say. Oh yeah, there you go. So that is definitely a good start into learning the language. To be totally honest, sometimes you speak German with other people and you do not really know what they're talking about, despite they are doing the same language. So don't feel offended in any way.
That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
You know what, Victor? I've just forgot to
Good day
change the
today. Tell
description,
us about it from your perspective.
and I will keep it.
You were flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying?
GP2 engine, GP2.
How does your car stack up to the others in the wet? Is it competitive? Appreciate your time.
You're taking German lessons during lunchtime, that is great. Oh yeah, Martin, I fairly know. Alright, here we go. Qualifying then. We have 300 messages. Quick checkup. Are we expecting any rain? A rainy qualifying session. Oh, there you go. Alright. That means we're gonna return. Qualifying up gives us a single shot opportunity. Yeah, Martin, that was fairly well. I mean, those 3 letters are probably very easy to say in a lot of languages. I do not do any Spanish, but I do know te quiero means I love you in Spanish. And I think in... what is in Italy? Mi amore, I think, is my lovely. Ti amo. That is in Italy. So there you go. Session info. What about weather? Oh, there you go. Everything in rain. Well, that means we put on the inters and try doing our laps.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
Okay, I wasn't prepared for the Czech version of I Love You. I'm sorry there, Martin. No offense, though. Alright, we go out on track. And we are driving out.
Standing by.
Here we go, qualifying for the Singapore Grand Prix. So it's raining a lot. Oh, Josh, that is very nice. Even counting to 100 is considerably hard, because in English you got 24. You say the big number and then say the small number behind, and in Germany it's like 420. It's the very other way around, and that is considerably hard for some to get done. Much more interesting, much more funny is the French version of talking about in the 80s. In French it's 4 times 24, which is an equivalent of 84 there in speaking. It says 84 or something. So 4 times 20, 80, and 4. So that is fairly funny. What is also fairly funny is like there is 0 grip whatsoever in those wet conditions. And I'm gonna remain silent from now on, trying to focus more on that driving here. Amir, what do you mean by 80-20, Rick? Hold on. 303 I can't do that. I'm not prepared to read that, not knowing what it means. Yes, Amir, actually I'm trying to do that. I'm going for high-end equipment and building a solid alloy rig. That is definitely my plan. But now I'll try to plan qualifying a pole position. I should not miss apexes. Minute and 52. Or 7/10 of that. Good news is we got some fuel with us for second place right now, despite running wide. Don't go wide again.
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
Nevertheless, we need to try getting a good lap time in. Oh yeah, proper blocking there, Hartley. Good stuff from you. Thank you.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Okay.
We have to replace that front wing. Box now.
F1 and YTK, thank you so much for your little donation. Thank you very much indeed. I need to check whether this counter is also looking towards Super Chat, and if not, I'm gonna put the donation forward through my own system and through my own PayPal, and consider it on the counter in the future. Well, thank you very much indeed. Here we go, into the pits. Yeah, actually I'm planning to do some DD wheel on it as well. So there's a lot of planning going on that rig building right now. By the way, F1, thank you also for watching these videos. I do know you've done a cracking job on the F1 FX sound, so if you want to check out more about the sounds of F1, make sure to check out the channel of F1 and YTK in order to enjoy the sound of
We've had to spend
Brain
time
Taylor there.
repairing the damage to the car. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:52.5.
152.5. So I need to have a look at session info right there. In all honesty, I'm not really sure whether we do have enough time for a fresh run on soft tires. Hence why I'm going out on another set of intermediates for now.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
And of course, this copes with the possibility to do a nice Ferrari rain weather strategy a la Suzuka this year. Being out on the wrong tyre at the wrong time. Perez in the back. Has it stopped raining yet? Well, despite stopped rain, DRS is not available yet, and it still probably needs some time until the track properly dries up. So I'm gonna keep out on those inters for the moment. And actually definitely starting my flying lap. I can still abort it if necessary. Have to see 9 minutes, start the lap 7 minutes, finish at 5 minutes, come back to pit 3 minutes. Take fresh set of Hypersoft and have just time for that one lap. That's probably gonna be the master plan. So there you go, that is explain what F1 and YTK is doing. So if you enjoy that stuff, make sure to have a look at his channel there. Big shout out to him for his work so far, that's for sure. Oh yeah. Is it too dry already?
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, simply can't get the power down. Feels like there's even less grip right now. Oh, DRS has been enabled, so there we go. That means we need to box
Confirmed.
this
We'll
lap
receive
then.
you at the end of this lap.
Timing wise, our plan would not have gone well anyway. Yep, Amir, you're absolutely right.
You've fallen down the order. You're now in P7.
So definitely need to do something about that. Being on that tyre is definitely not a good idea. It's fairly interesting though that it needs some water in order to be quick, and I don't think that is like real life would work. I think an intermediate tyre is still quicker and dry than in dust conditions anyway. Thank you everyone, I appreciate that a lot. Thanks for the promotion help. We'll come back to you. By the way, if you want to do some cooperation or anything, feel free to mail me at the email address hoyermitch@avidchronicracing.com, as it also can be found in the description of this video. Josh, you could be absolutely right about this. So anyway, back into the pits. Tyre selection, car setup.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute
So 50 hyper soft.
52.5.
Well, there is nothing to do but drive out
When you're ready, let's go.
and hopefully nail that lap. Oh, fair enough. Alright everyone, thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much for your super chat donation here, appreciate that a lot. Yeah, the problem is, even with dropping back more into the traffic, it doesn't speed me up anyway. But I'll definitely let that Mac pass. Well, here you are, that is the problem. The entire grate is now being stripped up. And there we have still wet paddles. Well, if that is how you do it, then fair. This is a pure safety lap right now.
You've dropped to P10.
Who's quickest right now and by what?
Good work.
Second. I'm sure I'm not the last car that
Grid is
crossed the
all set
line.
then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Sirotkin, Mitchell, and Valtteri.
Sergei
Bottas.
Sorokin,
Goodbye for now then,
137.8.
but we're really just
Are you
getting
for real?
started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
He was the only car that has finished behind its lap behind me. The only one. And this is a pure evidence that AI is learning and adapting to what is going on the non-PC side. If I would have put in a lap time of 141.2, Sirotkin would have outscored me by a 140 point something. Anyway, that's it. Second place. Keeping that up now. Second place. Definitely trying to get into some better position fairly soon. Good thing is we win on our rivalry. Have a draw with Ricciardo right now. Yeah, that's simply incredible. You have no idea how they literally do it, but you take it, you know. What is he going to do anyway? So,
Well done. Very solid result.
here we are.
Looking good for the race.
Before going on though, we have a look at the research tree. What we can do right now. Powertrain guys are happy and operational. How about going on with that? So we have redesigned brake ducts, territory of wing flaps. And what is that? The halo. I'll take the front downforce and let them guys do the job while I do my job, which is driving. You mean the car is OP? That's what you mean, basically, right? Anyway, so we might expect some rain in the end. For right now, we're just going on for race. I don't want to race somehow. This is gonna be an awful track. Yeah, fairly right about that. K8. So around 50 in Singapore. It's actually one of my favourites.
You're above where we expected on the grid. Be careful not to lose places, as there will be faster cars around you.
Here we go.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Sure. Yeah, I consider myself being a lifelong fan of Alonso as well. I hope he can really go hard and make the Triple Crown work. Alright, James, we're going to try hard for doing so. Also, James, thank you for joining my Discord. I appreciate that a lot. Saw the entry message of your arrival. Yeah, Josh, I heard that as well. Actually, if you do a mid-session save, sometimes the VSC or a real safety car's getting thrown out for no reason. I'm not sure whether they have done some work on that bug.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
Okay, no threat of rain. Yep, I hope so too, K8. I want to see him drinking the milk of Indianapolis win. Alright, anyway, here we go. Overtake mode, rich fuel mode. Warmed up brakes. Could you line me up correctly, please?
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Oh shit. That was a little unfair, I admit.
That's a decent start. Good job.
I would have been very interested how the car that was beside me on the run towards turn 7 would have made the move stick. Seems like actually he wanted me to run into Sirotkin there. So we now got Bottas in second. I agree with you, Amir. Sometimes it's really like that. And Bottas is just 2.5 seconds behind. That race so far is pretty good for the championship standings,
We're approaching the pit window. You'll
but
be on the ultra
that will
softs.
change very, very soon. No doubt about that. Sirotkin's not going to stay in the position where he is right now. There he is. Raikkonen already up there. Where is Vettel though? Is he one of the dead last cars? If he doesn't score any points, that would be a major breakthrough for me. Well, considering I win that race. .31 tyre there in the rear. Projected lap, we boxes lap 5, I guess. That is when they are around at 43% or something. That should be the point of time where you should get rid of them then. Until there, I expect them to keep up the pace. .7 seconds has been the gap to Bottas. Let's see how this
Great
develops.
work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Nearly 5 seconds, that is great stuff. Only a real safety car could kill us, which certainly is fairly easy to happen here.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
I have no idea what kind of calculation he is up to. Surely I want to keep them tyres as long as possible, so that I can dodge a potential safety car.
Pit window
41%.
open.
Yep.
Let's box this lap.
I so much agree. Starting to lose the confidence in the rear tyres. I need to drive clean. All the Ferrari in the pits there.
Understood. Stopping this lap. The gap behind us is 6.6 seconds.
Could be worse.
Box now, please. Box this lap.
Yep, rears are going off now fairly. You feel the rear end sliding a little more than usual. You have to wait to fully press on the gas. Alright, let's get us some fresh tyres then. Interesting how the front wings are stored up there on the front of the garage everywhere.
Exit, exit now. Fernando's in for his stop. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Hey Rodrigo, I'm not using the cockpit camera because I'm not liking the halo too much in the first place, and secondly, for some reason I'm so much faster in the T-cam, and I do know that F1 esports guys are all racing from T-cam as well, as far as I'm concerned. Martin might give some confirmation on that. I'm not sure whether it is a glitch that the T-cam is or feels faster, but it definitely gives more awareness and stuff. So hence why I'm using it.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Nice how Gasly pushed me into the wall. Rain in 10 to 15 minutes. I'll just hope that the race is going to be finished by then, but do not really have the highest hopes about that. Where is Bottas? Still out of the pits. Hasn't boxed yet.
Ricciardo is the fastest man on the track at the moment. The gap to the car behind is 5.0 seconds.
Raikkonen definitely has made some time up during the undercut. Oh yeah, you're right, he boxed and also therefore cashed in on Bottas. Where's Vettel? Can someone see where the second red dot Vettel is? The one red dot, that's Raikkonen. Vettel not in the top 5. Probably around P9 that is right now. That's good for my championship chances, because I still have to do some catch up there with 6 races to go, including that one. And I have the very same circumstances than Vettel had against Lewis Hamilton at that point. Some 50 points back or even 60 points back. Yeah, something like that, James.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Gap to teammate behind is 32.8 seconds.
That is tremendous. And actually, Martin was fairly right, as he said. Can beat them with not too much of an effort. There you go. I mean, race is not finished yet, but I fairly believe I only can beat myself now here. Or some stupid safety car or anything. of which I'm still sure will come. This is no VSC track, this is a race safety car track. We've still got 7 laps to go. Those tyres are in fairly nice condition though. Josh, did you calculate that? Oh. I can see me doing a big gamble there. Sake. If I can see raindrops in lap 12, I'm gonna box. If I see them in lap 13, I'm gonna box. If I see them lap 14, I'm gonna stay out for sure. Also depending on what AIs do. So I'd rather push a little bit and extend the gap. Oh, for God's sake. You need to select that list over and over again. That was stupid. That has costed me valuable time. I'm also killed the tyres a bit.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So we lost 5 seconds. Okay.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
I'm not too much relying on those reports. But yeah, surely I'd rather have back the 10-second gap rather than the 4.4. Four laps to go after that one. .6 seconds gap. They're surely fast on that set of tyres.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
You guys could be alright. If it stays like this, really, I'm not going to box in the case of rain. Just going to turn down the engine, to not create any stupid wheel spin.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Can hear weird noises from the gearbox, despite it just got 10%. I think 3 more laps now.
We're leading our teammate by 40.7 seconds.
5.7 seconds gap to the next cars. Seems all fairly well. Still no drops of rain yet. As soon as I cross the line, this is the point of no return. Yeah, Amir, you're absolutely right so far, but 6 seconds the gap. Never can have enough of a gap though. Still no rain. Point of no return approaching.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
There we go, 2 laps to go.
Our gap behind is 6.8 seconds.
That's fairly playing in our hands. Also, tyres giving up now. Want to put mix 2, engine ERS deploy 2.
battery is low on energy, reduce ERS deployment.
Gonna do something fairly interesting after that race. Gonna hop into the Mercedes. For time trial. And try to beat lap time of Martin Stefanko. And I'm gonna fail so badly. Streaming information says it got stopped to a hole due to lag. You guys can confirm that, or is this video still going on?
This is your final lap of the race.
Oh, there you go. Well, I was stationary for a split second, right?
Yellow flag.
Yeah, Martin, I just said what I'm gonna do now is as soon as this race finished, I'm gonna hop into time trial, hop into the Mercedes, take on the setup, and try beating, well, first my personal best, but also can try to see what I've been able to achieve against you or the other guys. I still owe you a victory in that game, I think. Since the last challenge at Monza, I whitewashed your tasks. Unexpectedly, to be honest, but still, I want to give you the chance to have the win over me, so I put myself up to the stage of time trial. I think you set the lap time just yesterday, but right now, I'm just so happy to come around. Probably one of the best races I did this season.
Absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant result. Well done.
Yeah, gonna put you in there it goes and see where you've cut it and then do the same and beat your time in the end. No, joking. Pretty sure you didn't cut. So that is perfect win for McLaren. It's also perfect that Vettel is not on the podium. It means a lot of points I take away from him. He actually finished 8th and got 4 points. So that, have a little look at the standings. P3 60 points behind Vettel with 5 races to go. Oh, that's gonna be utterly difficult, but we're gonna try hard and see whether we can do it.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Well, hopefully I
You
did.
took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
That is true.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. What do you think made the difference between this weekend and last weekend? Appreciate your time.
Yep, James. Now that is quite a lot to ask. I can't do it out of own power. I need more of those kind of races there, to be honest. But we'll have to see. It was a good run. Rivalries lead increased definitely. That is a good stuff. We also already started the possibility, well, the development of stuff. Good race bonus, 434 points, 662. Actually, that could be put into reliability. But from now on, I start saving up the points for next year, maybe. On the other hand, I still got.
Finishes
If
like
I,
that
you
will
know,
look
if I
good on your
put even
contract
more into
reviews.
performance of the
On to the
car
next one.
rather than durability, I'm hopefully gonna be fine. Anyway, what kind of stuff we got
We've
to do
received
right here?
invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose
Yeah,
whether
the
or not to
pursuit. I'm
participate
gonna
before the end
definitely
of this
do that,
year.
but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do that the next time because, as I told you guys, I'm now gonna put myself into time trial as expected or as told. So Mercedes, I think Martin did the lap time with. Have a quick look up of that, and I'm just gonna try a very few times. First up, loading the set, session info, setup, load car set. Singapore. 32.3. Oof. That is. Fuck me. Set as goes. I do not really want to know how much time he's just simply taken away from me just in the opening corner of the lap, but let's see. Oh, I still got ballast 8. May need to change that. Return to garage. And probably right now I have to stretch myself so hard. And this cutting stuff is definitely going to be interesting. Yeah, Tom, I agree with you. Nothing special, I know. How about your performance and your appearance in in F1 esports this week? Oh, for God's sake. I just tried to keep it. Wow. How big is the gap already? Is it a second? I think it is. That would have just been another cut. Yeah. Of course. Not even clever enough to take the final turn correctly. Anything else? You know, it should give you the the cut penalty when you leave the track, not when you get back on the track. Oh. Well, it doesn't make any sense to put in a full lap if it's invalid. I set night time. Okay. Car and track selection. Sunset, dusk, midnight, dawn. You want to see that in the night? Okay. Does the night have an impact on the pace? That wouldn't be surprising. Aww. I just want to do a one good first sector. Oh, I forgot to set you lap time as a ghost now, I think. Return to garage. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do exactly that. Set as ghost, unload set. And I think that is as comparable as it possibly can be. Holy shit. I'm still bad as crap. I've no idea how quick you can go around there anyway. Cut. How can you be so quick? I don't get it. I mean, it is a new PB for me straight away, but okay, come on now. Just one good turn one. Can't be that hard, can it? To be honest, Chris, I'm not apexing at all. Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, Martin. I already knew beforehand. And it is not just frustrating for you, it's also probably frustrating for all the spectators seeing me restarting the lap all the times, but it's pretty pointless to put in invalid lap times, isn't it? is no track limit. Okay, fuck it. I'll keep going on. Cameron, I hear ya. I also think that last year, the qualification there around Monza was very lucky in about how you took one of those chicanes. So that is also my issue about time trial and other stuff from that perspective. So bad. Yoo-hoo! This is the next lap time invalidated. 34.1. Let's just restart it. Lol, the AI even is crashing on the in-lap. Are you serious about it?
Okay, the time last lap was a 1:34.1.
And rip. Completely out of rhythm after that turn 7. Rodrigo, their setups should be identical, and once again the AI crashed into the wall.
Our best lap so far is a 1:34.1. Our best lap so far is a 1:34.1.
Could have been a better turn 1 than Martin Stefanko, if not for stupidity. Oh, for God's sake. Oh shit. Oh, Rodrigo, I hear ya. I should be much more closer though. Nonetheless, I mean, Martin Stefanko nearly set world record time. Definitely means something. And it definitely means he got that turn 1 together. But Martin, just out of curiosity, how often did you abort the lap turn 1? I hear you. I'll believe that any minute. What was the slogan? The sweat is real. I so much agree. Yeah, just light wide.
Okay, the time last lap was a 1:34.1.
Bad exit. Back corner. Oh, for crying out loud. Yep. Time trial is utterly frustrating. And rip. Keep trying though. Love it when the AI crashes into the wall in lap turn 21.
That last lap was a 1:34.1.
Oh, bring that home, Mitchie. That's been such a nice lap till here. I nearly got that combination of escape and enter real in my mind. For God's sake, that AI. Even more frustrating is knowing what you can do if not failing to left the track. Sure. Fuck it up. I killed my enter keyboard already. Too quick. That lap time is still valid. How? Martin, I think I found an exploit. And then you collide with the wall. Oh. Completely out of control. Alright, some final attempts. I'm not ready to restart 1,000 times until I get a respectable lap time in. No DRS open. And broke too much on the outside. Oh, this is pure fun. And then you sweat in one lap and you belong to the top 20 of the world. Or to the top 20 wonkers of the world, whatever. Fuck you hard. Rodrigo, I had a full race weekend at Singapore Bay Grand Prix, and Martin just told me to try hard on the time trial for once, so here I am, trying to set one valid lap time, and I keep failing to do so since ever. I still need to beat my 52 point something. Oh, come on. That one touch is valid, the other one isn't. Oh, it's fine, Rodrigo. Someone might come in and ask that anyway. And I'm gonna bring this to an end fairly soon though, before I get utterly frustrated. But not before at least setting one valid lap time into the 34s. The current 134.1 is not valid as far as I'm concerned. It should show though. Rip. Oh, you mean for that race because we raced Singapore as well there? Or you mean just in particular for the season overall? Oh, too much to really count. Oh, money. In regular season, well, 12 races, vastly multiplied with 10 to 15. Well, take it 12 to 250 hours maybe. Good thing is when you test for FSR, you do not have those stupid track limits engaged. I love this car, I love this balance, I love this. I need to still learn so much about these cars. Why on earth did you slide now? Oh. And rip. Halt's Maul. I'm gonna kill that keyboard tonight still because of frustration. Yeah, that is how you can frustrate a Michi Hoye. When you give him a time trial task. Oh, Victor, it's also painful to do, trust me. And another time wasted. Perfect. Oh, that turn 1 king is such a pain. Rip. Yeah, I can hear you. Victor, because why not? Because Martin has given me a challenge and I accepted it, so I'm kinda trying to compare myself. The thing is, if I would set a lap time of which I say, okay, I can improve it a tenth or something, I would still keep it. But I'm now P592 in the leaderboard with a 150.35.2, and despite set illegal at 134.1, that is what I can do legally as well. So at least I want to have that. If I would be a 10th off or something, I probably wouldn't sit here and mourn. I don't know, this is painful to watch. Because sometimes what sim racers do, they do hours of painful work. Just as Martin did, as he said. Woohoo! Another invalid lap time. And another one. Sure cover jewelry we get. Can tell you how that last sector looks like. It looks like full of cutting. Check out. I don't get the final question there, but Rodrigo, I'm racing in VEC already. And invalid. I'm loving this this beginning. The good thing is I can restart that time every 10 seconds. Just for missing apexes or being too quick or whatnot. That is a good story behind that. It doesn't take me 30 seconds. Perfect. 5mm too far on the right hand side. This is great stuff. No, Yuri, I haven't seen yet. Okay. Ach, leck mich doch am Arsch, Mann. Scheißwand. Yuri, you wanna explain a little bit there on Facebook to me? Because I would be highly interested in what's going on right there. Right after, I'd just be highly interested how I can do a clean lap for once. No, no. Halt's Maul. Ey. You felt... Ooh. That is salty to say the least. Anyway, I'll bring this to a stop very soon. I got another time trial to do today. Which is the R Factor 2 time trial for ESL, just more to the a little bit less than 2 hours to go. It's just can I just not put in like lap for once? I don't get that. Yeah, leave the track by not doing anything wrong. Yeah, Martin, now I'm aware. Do not cross any white lines. I do not do that crap too. Oh, I've no idea. I've just heard about it a few hours ago, and I'm not really sure whether I'm going to do it at all. Just want to have a look into that time trial thing to see what we're basically talking about. Well, this time I need to make it work, come on. Finally. 34.3. I don't care about this right now. Oh shit. Okay. 33.8 is literally what I could be able to do. So that means we return to garage and look for manual check on the lap times. Leaderboard, where is the global? There we go, global. Just a little bit more. There, P60. Well, could argue it is an invalid lap time, but still at the very least, I mean, it's still a top 2% of more than 11,000 players and a top 165. It's pretty much okay in the end. So I'm happy with that. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Despite it was a little pain. Jury, I'd like to discuss that thing that was going on there quite a bit in the end. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Mitchy Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.